Well, it's springtime here in central Illinois. We're in zone 5B. This spring it's been very hot the last few couple of weeks, and things seem to be coming out early. I still have the roses covered. I'll be taking these cloches off the roses probably this week. You can see iris coming up. This will be a bed of bearded iris. Behind the iris, peonies coming up, looking good and healthy. In the back, some narcissus blooming, as we have with many of the spring flowers. This particular plant here is called a threadleaf peony. It's pretty right now, and after the flowers go, it kind of looks like a weed. In this part of the main part of the garden, you can see more peonies coming up. Around the edge are daylilies. Um, this pot here is Asiatic lilies that I planted, and they're really springing up here in the spring. I would have them in the ground, but the rabbits like them too. You can also see one of the pots of tulips that I planted. This was just now starting to bloom. This is a viburnum bush by our back door, and every time we come out in the spring, we can smell these beautiful white flowers. It's very fragrant and gives a nice aroma here on the patio. This is a crabapple tree. All of the crab apples, we have 2 or 3 of these trees, and they all look, beautiful this time of year. In this garden, as we saw from last year, we have a lot of this greenery coming up. These are surprise lilies. We only get greenery now, but starting the 1st of August or thereabouts, this foliage will be gone, and we'll have a surprise lily popping up. On the fence, the honeysuckle is coming out. There's a little bit of growth on this hydrangea. Here I've severely cut it back, but have no fear, it'll be in full bloom by mid-summer. Again, more daylilies in the front, surprise lilies in the back. These bushes here, which actually need trimming a little bit, are another form of the viburnum bush. They will get very tall, so generally this time of year I will cut them back, trim them up. This small tree here is a cherry tree. Again, another flowering tree. In the spring you get a lot of flowering tree. The pollinators like them, and of course we like the fruit that comes off of it. Over here in the back of the yard, you'll see this is a Rose of Sharon bush, a type of hibiscus. Next to that, more peonies coming up. You can see buds all over the peonies, so a few weeks we'll have beautiful flowers there. In the raised bed, I've got black-eyed Susans here. Last year I put tall marigolds in this bed, but the black-eyed Susans are coming back. That's a good sign. These are phlox, and again, they're healthy, they look good, and we're ready for the phlox and flowers. This bed, we've tried to plant some azalea bushes. Sometimes the rabbits like to nibble on the leaves in the winter, but these seem to have survived somewhat. It's partially sunny now, but when the when the leaves come out on the tree, this is a very, very shady area. So not much grows back here, except in the spring. Well, that's a short tour of the spring garden. I can't put in flowers for another month since our last frost date potentially is mid-May, and this is only mid-April. But I can do weeding, I can do mulching, as you can see there, and I can do some trimming of the bushes and other things. So there's a lot to do over the next couple of weeks. In the meanwhile, if you're interested in this garden and my activities, please subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.